Hello. Welcome to a dangerous podcast where we are riled the fuck up.
Everyone is so mad at me for picking this movie, but before we
go, John, no.
Before we even start, I didn't pick this movie, Ian. You picked this movie.
I did.
We could have watched a Fantastic Four movie. I don't know if Nick knows this, but Nick.
Yeah.
So I had the pick this week, and I gave Ian, who's the world's biggest Fantastic Four fan, I said, no, I'm going to make you pick, but it's going to be a Sophie's choice. We can do Fantastic Four, a specific Fantastic Four movie, or we can do Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, and you're going to choose. And he chose this movie.
All right, everybody. Already we're off the rails.
All right.
If you're just tuning into this podcast right now, you're like, what did I just walk into? A shitstorm. That's what you just walked into. But anyway, before we get there, my name is Ian Alley Seals. I'm the host of A Dangerous Podcast, the podcast that you are listening to or watching at this moment. And I am here with at least three of our fearless co-host compatriots. Hey, John, Nick, Jules, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
All right. Okay. I realize that I started us off on a somber tone. All right. I recognize this. I'm accepting and I'm owning my responsibility. We got a lot of anger to deal with, but before we do that, how's everybody doing? How's your week? John, how's your week been, man?
Great. As I was talking before, my next big idea is to start a campaign called Keep Hartford Shitty. You're going to hear more about it. Until then, spread that hashtag around. Hashtag Keep Hartford Shitty.
Look
for it. Pretty soon you'll see it everywhere. It'll be everywhere.
T-shirts are getting made up as we speak.
Yes.
Jules, how you doing, buddy?
Just fine.
Okay.
I'm still cell-shocked from the movie. I'm not a useful
for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, the whole point of this podcast is it's not just to watch terrible movies, though that's usually what it is. It's often movies that the world has kind of forgotten that we're watching for you. And Jules has a workflow of he watches the movie about he finishes it about 15 minutes before the podcast starts. So you're getting his live reaction. Now, Jules, I've known you. We've all known each other a really long time, right? Nick, you're new to this little cabal right here. But Jules, you're pretty even keeled.
Yeah.
A lot doesn't rock you too much. You're a calm dude.
I'm well known for that.
Yeah. This is about the most angry I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen you. In what is this? We're going on 25 years now? 25 years? There we go.
Yeah. Well, no, it's here's the trick here. Okay. Is that, I was overconfident about this. Okay. Because I was not excited about the idea of seeing this movie. But I was like, I can take a Christian propaganda movie. It doesn't matter. That's not going to be the worst thing in the world. But it doesn't even matter. Kirk Cameron could literally have learned everything he knew from me and agreed with me on everything, and I would have found this completely insufferable. He could have literally been giving a sermon that was nothing but things I believed, and I would be banging my head against the wall. That's how bad this is.
I'd like to note, this was supposed to be our little opening segment where we're not
opening segment
yet. We're not, but this is where we are. So, Nick, welcome back.
Back. Yeah.
Hey.
It's you missed a few podcasts. I know you've
missed a few.
You're a wandering gunslinger. Sometimes you wander into town and shoot these movies down, and I'm glad because we need you, man. We need you. We need you here.
I would like to take a moment here to talk about something worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
This bookshelf behind me right here. You look at this. Look at this.
Mhm.
Let the record speak. There is a bookshelf behind you.
Well, it's a crafted shelf. It's actually holding all these crates of stuff.
Yeah.
That was made for me by my wife. She totally from scrap that whole thing. Just a great, big old,
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Everything. Fantastic. Now, just imagine, if you would, that's not a shelf, but a manger.
No.
Oh, he set us up. He set us up so big time. Oh, this is going to be the worst podcast ever. And we don't have a good track record. We're not held in very high esteem outside of Tokyo and Toronto. So with that, Jason, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Jason,
I'm doing all right. I just got in the door and rushed over here.
Yeah, I'm still not through venting my bile.
So I'm gonna address how I'm doing. So
how are you doing?
how are you doing?
I'm gonna tell you.
It's enough of us.
This week, and I'm not saying, by the way, I've had the hardest week nearly of anyone here. That's not where I'm going. But I'm just gonna throw some highlights out at you. Here's a go. I almost burned my house down.
Oh shit.
Yeah, totally my fault. Almost burned my entire house down. It's fine, but that almost happened. I hurt my damn foot. All right. There's been some issues at work, just some technical junk you got to deal with. Just riding up my keister. Been not a great mood. So that's never good for marriage, right there. And just before, and my kid got hurt. He got burned. Not bad. He's fine. Everybody the normal kid stuff. He's got some gauze. He's got a bandage. All of that, and I had to watch this fucking movie. So
I'm not going to ask you what was worse, your son getting hurt or watching.
I don't know. For DCF officers that are watching right now, if I had a choice of not watching this movie or my son not getting burned, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna watch the movie that. I am gonna choose that, but I have to think about it. I have to really consider the cost-benefit analysis.
All right. Now, what this movie particularly reminds me of is when I was a little kid, and we're all guys,
sure,
up here right now. And when you're a little kid, there was a time before you actually got kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
There was a time. Look, everybody,
you're getting so much satisfaction out of picking this movie.
Everybody here has been kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
It's when you heard from one of your friends who hadn't been kicked in the balls that you were kind of in the back of your mind just plotting, how can I get him kicked in the balls? Because when you're a little kid, that experience is not explainable. And it's not something that it's all blanked out. So you're just figuring out how you get your friend who hasn't been kicked in the balls, kicked in the balls.
This movie is a kick in the balls. Before we go any further, I probably can't play video, but I just want to show a screen clip of Kirk Cameron's smug little fucking face right at the beginning of this movie. It said this rap. I'll just put it up right here real quick.
Why don't you just use your old poster that you hung on your wall, John?
This smug little fucking face here. He's so I realize,
hey, before we move on, we're so traumatized, we haven't actually mentioned what movie we're talking about. So as I'm going to take my.
That's just out of respect for the audience, but now we're going to have to.
Just sure. So if there are a few of you out there in suspense going like, what is it? What is this thing? This is Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. Blah, blah, blah. Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
You know, I have an issue with the title of this movie because when I watched it, I didn't feel at all like he saved Christmas, and think he should have called it Defending Christmas. Would have been a little more accurate.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
it's also worth noting that this movie is not one of our bizarre situations where it's somebody starring, directing, and writing. He did not direct this movie, and he did not write this movie.
You're shitting me. He didn't write this movie? Somebody
that would be
wrote
a
this
good
movie that wasn't him?
I mean, that would have made sense, right? You would have just been like, you just would have been like, Kirk Cameron sucks at writing, Kirk Cameron sucks at directing, and that all makes perfect sense. That's not what happened. He's like, I'm going to get some professionals to make this movie.
I thought Kirk Cameron was at a church meeting and just shit this movie out in like a quick.
I was really wondering, like, what is the how does the budget on this compare to a Neil Breen movie? Because Neil Breen's pretty low budget, but this they just had like a handy cam in their house.
No. This cost
$500,000.
500,000. That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Wait, how much? $500,000? We can make this movie.
I don't know where that money went.
I could take a video camera around my house on the holidays. It doesn't cost $500,000.
That's right. This whole movie takes place in like probably Kirk Cameron's house, but except for like the Santa scenes.
No,
guys.
Wait. It wasn't his house because I remember the picture from his birthday.
Okay, all right. It's somebody involved in this movie's house. They didn't pay for renting this house.
When they go in the kitchen, there's like 2 full-size Sub-Zero refrigerators in there. Somebody, I assume it's Kirk Cameron's house. I mean,
right, the producer, it's somebody like that.
Who has like $100,000 worth of refrigerators in there?
Everybody. Calm down. We're going to get there. We're going to get there together, everybody. We're a team. So before we move on, I'm going to give a little background, not on this film because why don't before we do that, Ian, why don't you talk about why you picked this film? Yes, I am. That's what I'm doing, John. So imagine, if you will.
Because I didn't pick it. I wanted to watch a Marvel movie. You wanted to.
John, take a look at where we are right now. Close your eyes.
I guess you don't like the Fantastic Four. I don't know. What?
And imagine that you're listening to a podcast. Sorry. Like, Nick already did the joke. I was trying to rip his joke off. Like, that's where I am at this point. I've got nothing. All right. So, when we began, John, it wasn't your first choice. John's first movie that he chose was Rock and Roll High School, which he immediately kind of stepped aside from when he realized it was too good. Like, he looked at the reviews, it's a beloved movie, and then he gave up.
Wasn't that a Hayden Feldman?
Yeah. And he brought us Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Now, his second choice was Saving Christmas. And the reaction from our team was abject horror. And at that point, John still had some conscience in him. And he's like, no.
My soul wasn't crushed.
I'm gonna jump away from that. And John, what did you replace this movie with?
Oh, at the beginning, at first, I went to maybe Neil Breen. I think it was Neil Breen's.
No, it wasn't Neil Breen. You didn't go to Neil Breen on your first outing, on your second outing. Or maybe you did. I don't know. So, yeah, you threatened us.
I'll tell you.
John's looking it up, but he threatened us with Kirk Cameron, and then he went maybe with Neil Breen, who up until this point in our short podcasting career has been my most hated director and artist that we've had so far. But
it was Neil Breen. It was Fateful Findings.
You went to Neil Breen, and you brought it back again. You gave me the Sophie's choice of Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, debatably the worst Fantastic Four movie ever made.
Well,
holiday property and characters that are.
Here's rule number one with me. Ian. Do not tell me your deepest, darkest fear, because I will exploit that.
Yeah, I know.
You let that rip right before I chose what next week's movie was.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick it, Ian. I gave you an out.
And
I'm explaining choice, but it was still a choice.
I'm explaining where I went with this. So I had Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, or I had Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. And I chose Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. And there's a little bit, please forgive me. I'm about to say, please forgive me if this is offensive, but we're about to talk about this movie, and there's nothing. It's a non-stop offensive. But like, we've all seen Good Will Hunting.
Oh yeah,
we've all seen Good Will Hunting. Okay, so there's this scene where Matthew Damon, he's my friend. Matthew Damon is talking to his psychiatrist, who is the late great Doubtfire, Robin Williams. Oh my God, that's terrible. And it's not a funny scene. He's discussing the domestic abuse he received from his stepfather, his foster father, and he said, every day I'd come in and he'd get ready to beat me, and he'd say, do you want the belt or the wrench? And I'd say the wrench, because fuck you. So there's a level to which, fuck you, John, we're going Kirk Cameron. But
that is the funniest thing, though. That's the funniest thing is you chose a Kirk Cameron movie over a Fantastic Four movie.
I know.
That is hilarity right
there. The other thing is, I'm tired of this sword of damn Damocles hanging over our head every night. Like, just do it. We're just going to do it. And we did it, and I'm going to make a rule, and I swear this is I shouldn't even say it out loud because I know who I'm working with here. But I will not watch another Kirk Cameron movie. Like, I don't regret that we did this, and I'm glad that we did it, and we took the hit, and we're here, and we're going to work through this. But I'm not doing this again. I will watch more Neil Breen.
All right. In a few weeks, the show is just going to be me here by myself alone.
I mean,
Canarso makes a good point that we really have to conserve the Neil Breen resource.
Yeah, I'll address that in a second.
Essentially, that we have to, that's what we can use in, the later jump the shark years of the show. We have to, it has to be there,
Right.
So that's how we got here, everybody. That's how we got here.
Nick, what were you saying? Nick was about to jump in. I'm sorry. This isn't what you signed up for, was it, Nick?
You know what? After that friend gets kicked in the balls, you don't really have the urge anymore.
Nick has the best analogies, and I think you just kind of nailed it. This movie is like, you've always heard about getting kicked in the nuts. But until you've actually gotten kicked in the nuts, you just don't know how bad something that can be.
Yeah, and just like Jules said, I think we were all arrogant about this. We'd lived through Neil.
Well, not me. I knew what I was getting.
We got through Dead Weekend. No, I thought I knew. Listen,
this is where we differ. I went through this movie fine. I enjoyed this movie. I watched it twice.
What is wrong with you?
I watched it twice. I enjoy things on a different level than you guys do. We've just got to establish that. This movie was hysterical to me. I love
not knowing what to expect
on a different level.
I'll watch it again. I'm planning on watching it again.
You're gonna watch it tonight.
Before we do that, I want to get to Canarso because he has a lot of wisdom, and he just wrote a comment. You keep, and I think it's directed to me. You keep going to the Neil Breen well, it's gonna run dry. That's a finite resource you're exploiting, like an oil baron in a developing country. Got to conserve that resource, man. And I want to respond to that. That I hear you. And I didn't pick a Neil Breen. I could have picked, we've got 4 more Neil Breen movies left out there. I didn't do it there.
John, it wasn't a challenge. I wasn't challenging you there.
here's what you got to go. Here's what you got to know about me. I'm always going to go with the movie that's going to provoke us the most. I'm always going to go for that, whether it's a Neil Breen movie or a Fantastic Four movie or whatever it is. I want to provoke the group because I'm loving this right now. You have no idea how much I'm loving. How much everybody hated this movie, and I just want to compare it to. Like, I think we're getting a little soft. Just my opinion. I think we're getting into some movies that's kind of endearing, but it's crappy. But it's sci-fi, and I love that and everything. Fuck that. Here's Kirk Cameron. Get endeared by Kirk Cameron. There's nothing endearing.
Hey, everybody!
Hey, here's my man.
We got a man who just wandered in there.
Hey, it's a man with a beard.
Hello.
We always need another man with a beard.
How are you?
Hey, welcome to the internet.
Hey. Eric is a beloved friend of us all for many, many years. And
legendary traveler, musician,
all of those
artist. Going around spreading good vibes. And here he is talking about a Kirk Cameron movie.
Big fan of Kirk Cameron's earlier work.
His earlier work was the best. Yeah. I think that's one thing we'll all agree on.
Yeah.
I mean, that old school, yeah.
I get him and Scott Baio confused, but they both kind of seem to take the same direction.
No. Kirk Cameron's the one that used to work with DiCaprio.
Yes. Yeah, he taught him in high school.
What?
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to talk about growing pains a little later.
This is growing pains right here.
And Jules actually brought up a point, which is that I don't have a lot to recap with this movie, and I really
have tons.
So
leave it on me. I have tons.
All right, well, John.
I see Marcel's comment down there. Like, I'm kind of with him on that. I really thought that when we did a Kirk Cameron movie, it would end up being Left Behind.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. People can only hear us. So Ganarso wrote a comment. If you had any balls, you would have picked Kirk Cameron and Left Behind. No. That's way too obvious. Honestly, the one I was really considering over this was his movie Fireproof, where he is a fireman, and he's fighting with his wife a lot, and he's a masturbator. His wife catches on like porn all the time, and it's breaking their marriage. She's like, fuck this. We're supposed to be Christian marriage, and you're on the goddamn porn. And how am I going to be married to a guy who watches porn? And they really get into this stuff. And, he's always trying to teach you something in his movies. So it's hysterical. But it's
a well-known problem amongst firemen.
They got all this free time on their hands. How many fires are there?
What are they going to? Yeah, hardly any, really.
All the fires,
They're putting out a fire one place or another.
Everybody, we're at minute 23 of this podcast. We got to get going.
Started.
So, all right.
So,
a little background. No. I'm not even going to give any background. I'm going to start where Mr. Cameron begins, in the most insufferable way possible, and that is really the description of this film.
Pardon me. Point of order.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron makes robots that go back in time to kill people. This is Kirk Cameron.
I don't know what he's referring to.
He's referring to James Cameron. He's referring to James Cameron and the Terminator.
If it's science fiction, it's lost.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for interpreting.
Let there be no confusion here. Kirk Cameron opens the film sitting. John, can you throw a picture up here, please?
Sure.
It's Kirk Cameron in a sweater, and he's surrounded by Christmas paraphernalia, and he waxes poetic about how much he loves Christmas. He loves everything about Christmas. He loves the sweaters. He loves the cheer. He loves how nice people are. He loves the tree. He loves the hot chocolate. And we know where he's going with this. And then he says, but there are some people who don't care for Christmas. There are some, I know. Were you guys as shocked as I was? There are some people who think it's commercial and crass. There are some people who think it's all just a gimmick to get you to buy presents. There are some who think that it's all bad for you. And he's like, fuck that. He doesn't say that. He's like, Enough with that. They're all wrong. They don't understand what.
I mean, I would have liked that movie that he said "fuck that" in.
There he is right
If he just blurted that out, I would have fucking died. Right.
It's really important to note that Ian's summary, this happens a lot, is more coherent than what actually happened on screen. It was him rambling about Coco and this and that, and it made no sense. And it reminded me of the amazing Criswell at the beginning of like an Ed Wood movie, who's just sitting in a chair rambling about what you're about to see in the movie. It's exactly that.
And then
before you continue, I just want to say that this movie keeps going back and forth between like breaking the fourth wall while he's just talking to the audience and like showing a movie. It's like there's no fucking, it's just chaos. It starts off with Kirk Cameron sitting in a fucking chair in front of a Christmas tree with the
talking down to us, lecturing us about Christmas.
Lecturing, no, with the smug ass look on his face. He ends it with like, well, maybe Santa was a fan of Jesus or something. You know, it's like, oh, I've intrigued you, have I?
Ooh. People don't know they're actually able to film this in his own house. This is his backdrop right there. They didn't build a set. This is what he looked like.
He lives every day, every damn day.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the things, I mean, listen, can we say that we could poke a few holes in what he's saying? Maybe just a few. But like one of them, I don't know why this stuck with me. He's like, are you telling me that like stockings are bad for you? Right. Are you telling me that Christmas trees are bad for you? And he takes a sip of his hot cocoa. He's like, next year you're going to tell me hot cocoa's not good for you? Okay, everybody, I'm not saying I don't like hot cocoa. Right now, empirically, it's not good for you. Can we just say that? I don't know why it isn't good so much. But like, it's a heavily sugared drink. It should be drank in moderation. And it's not good for you, Kirk Cameron. It's like, we can get dietitians right here to say, like, everything else, it's like moralizing. Like, it's just not good for you, man.
But the mind-blowing part of this movie is the fact that if you say, I have to watch one of 3 Christian propaganda movies.
Yep.
One is Christians telling me Christmas is too pagan and bizarre and commercial.
Yeah.
One is Christians are telling me that there's a war on Christmas and people are trying to deprive you of it. And then the third is a Christian movie telling you, chill out, it's Christmas, everybody loves it, what's the big deal? I would pick the third one, and I'd be wrong. That's what doesn't make sense about this movie. I mean, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, I want the guy who's just like, chill out, it's Christmas, it's cool.
I do apologize. I'm going to be doing a lot of metaphor and hyperbole in this podcast, and I'm going to be equating this movie to real, actual terrible things. And I do apologize. I was listening to a much, much better podcast than ours. It was Radio Lab's The Other Latif. Which
how do I get on there?
Oh, I don't. Like, they were interviewing people from Guantanamo Bay.
Ian, Radio Lab does not pull kind of numbers we do in Tokyo and Canada.
Oh, they don't.
All right, they do not. They are not having it. They are not having it.
They were interviewing a former detainee from Guantanamo, and he asked, like, would you, if given a choice right now, would you rather have a razor blade taken to your genitals, or have 2 weeks where they play the theme song from Barney the Dinosaur over and over and over again? Which do you choose? And Latif Nasser is like, well, I choose the Barney. And he's like, that's what everyone would choose, and you're wrong. That, like, the other thing breaks you down. And he's like, I've dealt with both, and the other one is worse. And so you're right, Jules. You're right. We all would have chosen a movie where the lecturer says, chill out, it's Christmas, everybody likes it, stop being a killjoy. We all would have chosen that, and we were wrong.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Now, I'd also like to bring up, in John Wick.
John Wick. How are you going to tie in John Wick, man?
Well, just picture this. John Wick is an assassin avenging his dog. Now imagine the dog is Jesus.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
There you go. And John Wick is Santa Claus, right there. Boom.
You know, now that you've mentioned it, this movie is pretty much John Wick. You're right. I never saw it before. It's John Wick.
It's John Wick. So now, all right, but let's get to this. So Kirk Cameron lectures us for like, it seems like 6 hours, but
no. Wait. Kirk Cameron did not lecture because let's place this right. Kirk Cameron is taking us on a journey.
Okay.
He's taking
into
us
it.
Close your eyes.
He's taking you on a journey into his brother's car.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Guys, we haven't even gotten through the Kirk Cameron intro yet.
Driving through stop signs. He won't let you out. Right?
So, all right, I'm Jules, you said there was nothing to recap here, and
Yes.
we're falling into the same damn trap we always do. So I'm going to get through this quick. All right. So, yeah,
I'm already, but I'm already declaring this our best show ever.
John!
Ever. We'll never top this. If we make a million episodes, this will be the best. This is the gold standard right here.
Oh, God,
Thank you, Ian.
So much. So, Kirk Cameron then ends with but what if Santa was on Jesus's side or something like that? All right. And then you cut to the movie and you begin with this non sequitur. There's like this medieval guy who, it's Santa Claus. We get it. It's badass Santa Claus. Like hunched over, drunk or something. And a young girl comes in and says, he's here.
Well, don't forget the animation.
Oh, no, that comes next.
You know,
it's like, okay, and he gets up and he starts wandering. And then we cut to an animation, like a like it's this animated opening credit sequence. It's there.
it was very remembrant of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
This is where you know what he's trying to do. This is where he's trying to make this a Christmas classic movie that's shown on TV every year.
Fairy tale.
Yeah.
He wants to make this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where it's just on network television every year, and it's just a fun movie. Oh, but there's a secret Christian message into it.
Okay.
Can you spot it?
Can I move on?
We're only banging it over the fucking head over here. Yeah.
The more you talk, the more I have to live through this. So, all right, here's the deal. You then cut to a Christmas party in a house with Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron is then doing a voiceover saying the same shit he just said in the intro.
He never shuts up. He never shuts up. He's just rambling throughout the entire movie.
He's the most important person in the room. He's the big shot.
Voiceover. You got this.
I mean, that's what's weird is that it's a voiceover and it's the thing before, and it's just like it's the whole thing is a PowerPoint presentation that he should be narrating. It's not a movie.
No. I feel like if you were to meet Kirk Cameron in person, would have to be, Clockwork Orange, strapped down into a chair and forced to watch this thing with the eye drops before you could actually talk to him.
Oh my God.
You just have to.
Can we pause for a second?
If I met Kirk Cameron, I would beat him in the face like Santa Claus. That's what I would do.
Right.
He's probably a guy that hasn't been kicked in the balls.
Pause for a second. I'm really curious about this. Eric, you're the only one here who has not seen this movie.
Yeah.
I'm curious off of what we're seeing right now. Are you at all intrigued to see this movie?
This movie is like Mouth of Madness. Don't.
I'm trying to know what's going on.
I've been home for a week staying with my parents, and every night we pick a movie to watch. So I'm gonna go home and suggest. I'm sorry. What platform can I watch this on?
You're gonna watch this with
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna
Me, Dad, and Kyle Rittenhouse. We're all gonna watch What is it called?
This would be Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
I watched it on the link that John provided, and there were commercials in it.
We actually gave them money.
But it was free.
Oh,
No,
I
it
know,
wasn't.
but there were commercials in it. I had to sit through.
Are you a fucking millennial? Did you grow up in the era I did when you watched movies and had commercials in it? I expect this from somebody who's 20.
Hey,
not from you.
My movies don't have commercials in them.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, that's because your movies fall off a truck and.
Everybody, we got a comment right here. Ganarso just said, "You guys keep blaming KC, that would be Kirk Cameron, for this mess. But Darren Doan is the writer director and plays. Oh, really? He plays Chris.
Oh,
we haven't even gotten to Chris.
Oh, okay, all right.
He wrote and directed. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah, look at the bloopers.
Can we acknowledge momentarily? I'm never prepared for these podcasts at all, but I generally know who wrote and directed it. Like, I'm going to go on record that I generally know that and the names of the actors. I couldn't even go to IMDb.
But you had to assume it was fucking Kirk Cameron.
This is the first podcast where we're all surprised to find out who directed and wrote something.
Yeah.
This movie was.
He was on board 100%. So.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this movie was written faster than the movie plays out. This movie
They
was
wrote
written in
this-
50
they wrote
minutes,
this
and the movie is
in
90 minutes.
Guys, we haven't even gotten through the opening Kirk Cameron voice. So Kirk Cameron voices over how much he loves Christmas, how he's at a Christmas party, he's at his sister's house, and everybody's having a good time. Santa's over there with the kids. Everybody's having a good time, except for one person. That would be his brother-in-law, Christian, who's
Okay, stop there. I have to address it.
Yeah.
His name is fucking Christian.
Yeah.
Because fuck subtlety.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if he was going to do it where there was a line in the movie where somebody said, "You're a Christian in name only," but that didn't even happen.
You're
That's
getting
for
way
sure.
too deep for them. No, you're getting way too deep.
That's just like sitting there on the table. It's just obvious.
Ian, will you describe Christian?
Yes,
Describe his character.
He's a tall man. He's a big boy. He's middle-aged. He has kind of like, John's, less beard than me, more beard than John, something like that. I think he's kind of like
Ian.
curly black hair. He's a dopey middle-aged guy, and he's got a sourpuss. Everybody, he's a sourpuss.
Is he married?
He is.
He is.
He's married to
Kirk Cameron's sister in the movie, not in real life.
Do we ever get Kirk Cameron's name?
Wait, wasn't that his sister in real life? Not Candace Cameron, his other sister.
Oh God, I don't know.
Is it?
Probably. I
don't
think
know.
everybody in this movie goes to his church. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Okay. So now
We're in agreement there.
Sister,
That's one thing we'll agree on.
so Kirk Cameron's sister she's perturbed. She's a little annoyed, and Kirk is like, "Well, what's up?" What's
No,
up?
wait. Kirk Cameron's sister's taking care of a party that she's hosting.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
her
at their
husband is
house.
nowhere to be fucking found, okay?
All right.
She's a little perturbed, and then what's Kirk doing? He's digging. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?
He's pushing
And
it.
how's your husband?"
He's
Because he's
"Well,
like,
he doesn't-
I'm
he
Kirk
doesn't
Cameron.
really-"
I make everyone happy, and your husband isn't happy when I walk in the room. Something's wrong.
Okay. No. All right, everybody. We're gonna do a little role play right now. We're gonna do a little role play. Eric.
Yeah.
Can you be my sister right now?
Oh.
And you haven't seen this movie, so everybody but Eric's an actor. He teaches improv classes. So we're gonna do this, and just know where we're gonna lay out. We're gonna lay out a spine for this scene, and the scene is your husband is being a sourpuss, and he doesn't like Christmas, and he just doesn't like the holidays. So
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Hey sis, how you doing? This is a great party. I love the hot chocolate. I love everything going. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Kurt.
What's wrong?
Well, I hate to talk bad about anybody, but he's just not having a good time.
Wait, what? Why wouldn't he be? What's going on?
He's just not feeling it. He thinks that no one believes in Christmas anymore.
I can't believe he didn't see this movie. He's doing it like verbatim.
Excuse me. I'm in the middle of a scene here. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not effing kidding you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to take care of this bullshit right now.
That deserves a fucking Emmy right there.
End scene. Okay.
And I got the picture up right there where we're like verbatim what Eric just said was said.
Yeah, he got it. He got it right there.
He got it.
So then Kirk Cameron starts looking around. Oh, and I'm skipping lots of stuff, and I don't care. We're moving on. So Kirk Cameron is looking around for his stepbrother, for his brother-in-law, who's nowhere to be found. And then you have a monologue where he's like, if someone's at a party and they're not having a good time, and it's their house, where would they go? Probably somewhere quiet. Probably somewhere safe. And then Kirk Cameron, he gets this smug fucking look on his face. He's like, in his car. So at this point, maybe your brother-in-law wants a little alone time. Nope. Kirk Cameron's going to go fucking dig this shit out. Mm-hmm. And so he goes and he meets Christian in the car.
And he's masturbating chronically.
He's not. That is wrong movie.
Oh,
Eric.
sorry.
Wrong movie. That's about fire.
I got to stop you right here for a second. You're talking about Kirk Cameron like he's a normal guy. He's Kirk fucking Cameron. Okay? When he walks into a room, everybody gets excited and happy.
Yeah.
If one person isn't, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And he's got to figure it out.
He can't let that stand.
All right, continue. I just needed to point that out.
Kirk Cameron.
We're not talking about Joe Average. We're talking Kirk fucking Cameron.
Yeah.
It was fucking growing pains, Ian.
To be clear, if you're not having a good time, you're letting Kirk down. That's really what it is. So Kirk Cameron goes to his brother in the car. And this is what I'm going to say. You can all disagree with me. This bit is clever, not smart. We all knew
what part?
This film was. I'm going to explain. We all knew what this film was going to be. It was going to be Kirk Cameron sticking it to the liberals, sticking it to the Happy Holidays people, and winning the war on Christmas. But if he just had a fight with a liberal non-Christian this whole movie, I don't know. Like, that's, I don't know. It wouldn't have worked quite so well for him. So instead, what he does is he's going to have an argument with another Christian who doesn't think Christmas is Christian enough. All right? And it's not smart, but it's clever. It's
I don't think it's a conspiracy because, he pretty clearly dismisses the war on Christmas thing. He's got the crazy guy.
Yeah, we'll get to
in the party. Yeah, so I'm just saying he's got the crazy guy in the party who believes all that stuff, and it's pretty dismissed out of hand. So I don't think that this was a choice to not argue with liberals about.
No,
Christmas.
I think it was.
I think that this was like literally like, I'm sick of Christians.
I don't think that
Christmas.
No, I do not think that is the case. I do not think the case of this movie is that.
Ladies and gentlemen, half of the movie, well, not even more than half, 2/3 of the movie is just this.
Yeah, but John,
right? They're sitting in a car. I'm telling you,
Jules.
I could have made this movie for $20 on my iPhone.
Yeah. We know about shooting in cars, so we can make this movie like
and I just want to say, this is where I was surprised. I thought Christian was going to be and if you know anything about Kirk Cameron, there's a lot of funny videos on YouTube about him. One of the most famous ones and the most funny one is him and another guy are talking about a banana. They go in length about a fucking banana and how God specifically made it, and they go point by point how God made it. Banana is like, a banana curves towards you, and if you look at your hand, it fits right into your hand, like that. And he's making all of these things. And
the bananas are the perfect food, and the idea was because bananas exist, God exists.
On and on and on. And the thing is like bananas are, as far as food goes, bananas are a very new food into our diet, and we actually know where they came from. I mean, it was we can trace it back to, I think it was Jamaica or somewhere in South America or something, and we know the actual person who. There's all of these different. I mean, there's a wide variety of.
John.
I don't want to get into all
I don't want to do this.
Look it up because it's really.
No, I'm serious. I'm going to say this. I am not interested in debating Kirk Cameron on theology. And I'm not making a joke here, guys. Seriously, I'm not. That is not what I want to do in this podcast right now. Because we could do a whole nother podcast about that. Because I want to talk about this movie. Like, I want to talk about what he's doing here. Like, we can get into everything else about Kirk Cameron, but that's a whole nother topic. Like,
all right, okay. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, okay. Kirk Cameron.
What's up, Ozzy? I got to say hi to Ozzy. What's up, Ozzy?
All right.
Hi, Ozzy.
All right. But I do want to come back to my point, and I stand by it, that he's not talking to Christians who don't think Christmas is Christmas enough. That I don't think he cares about that. He is sticking it to the liberal establishment.
I agree.
But this is a safer way to do it.
Yeah.
That's
would have been too tense and less Christmas spirity if he had a liberal on there to argue and debate with.
Yeah. So
this is a very I wouldn't even say complex. It's a very ham-fisted, unsubtle gaslighting.
Yeah.
And it works because one of the individuals that is involved in the story is already for an outcome that the story is going towards.
Yeah.
So we're basically looking at minimal disagreement and resolution in favor of the story's line.
Yeah. And
so it's gaslighting the audience into, oh yeah, Kirk Cameron's right. Because he's just whispering in the sideline the entire time to this. Close your eyes and picture this.
We have made you, Nick, have made this joke brilliantly a few times, and let's get to this. And I am not going to go through individual things he talks about, but I am going to lay out the structure of the film from this point forward. So it's Kirk Cameron talking to his obviously very troubled brother-in-law about Christmas, and Christian, his brother-in-law, will lay out a number of points about Christmas. It's too commercial. It is idolatry. It's blah 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 blah. It's all of these things that I hate about Christmas, and specifically that it detracts from attention to Christ. And then how it's Christ wasn't born in December and everything like that. And Kirk Cameron will listen with this smug look on his face.
He's so smart. Yeah, he's making all these faces while he's doing it, but he's keeping his composure.
John, can you kill the picture? I want to give my impression of him during all of this.
I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
Can you kill the picture
sure.
that's up there for a second? All right. So just look at me for a second. This is John. Can you just talk about something, anything right now?
So, I was walking through the park the other day, and, I came across this squirrel, and the squirrel somehow knew Spanish, which was weird because I've never known squirrels to know Spanish, and it was like talking to me, like pointing at me and telling me to do things.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Squirrels, Spanish. Yeah, I get you. I get you, man. I get you. But there's one thing. There's one thing. You're wrong.
What's that? Oh,
you're wrong.
I'm wrong
about everything.
I'm wrong about what part?
About everything.
But Ian, I said a lot. Ian. Which
about
part am I wrong about?
John, just you're wrong. That is how Kirk Cameron responds to everything going on.
All of it.
In this car. And nothing makes you want to punch a person more than this.
And for no reason at all, and I just want to add to that, no reason at all, this guy sits and listens to fucking Kirk Cameron like, when any logical person would be like, "Shut the you fucking you
so then
weirdo."
So then, what Kirk Cameron will do is explain why everything his brother said is wrong.
Can we all say hi to Cheryl? Hey, Cheryl.
Exactly, Cheryl. Exactly. That's the face.
Yeah. Cheryl just said it's the listening to a toddler story face. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Right.
Now, and these segments are well, how do I describe them? They're recreations. Like he then in the first segment tries to recreate the manger and explains how really the manger was in a cave and it would have been made of stone and how there was
an answer for everything. Yeah.
And so and starts making connections between the swaddling cloth and the Shroud of Turin and everything.
I have to say, this is the weirdest argument he made in the entire movie. I was like, we're going to do this the whole time? Because the rest of them, at least, like, you could follow. But this one was just kind of like, because, like, Jesus disappears like fucking Yoda. And, when Yoda dies and then he disappears and the clock goes, and it's that, and then they're talking about it made no sense. It made no sense.
And the other ones, at the very least, make some semblance of coherency. They're not, right, but they make some semblance of coherency. And at the end of this, you're like, you didn't address any of Christian's concerns.
No,
not one of them. Now Christian then goes, and this is the other impression. He goes, "Wow,
yeah,
I never saw it.
That was my problem with it. No matter what Kirk Cameron said, and it was nonsense. Kristen was in stunned silence. Like, oh my God, you're schooling me.
And everybody,
like fucking shit.
I do not hate this film because it's
blowing my mind.
Right, you're blowing my fucking mind. God damn, Kirk Cameron, holy fuck.
But no. The first time it's not like that. It's like this real soul revelation. It's not like you blew my mind. He's like, I never saw it. I never saw it.
Yeah, that's what that's it. That's what I'm trying to interpret. Yeah. Right.
Well, again, my point
he's
here,
blowing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same thing I say to a friend of mine who's incredibly high in the universe, and it's like, whoa, yeah. Why? Because I want to back the fuck out of there. Whoa. Wow, you kind of got me in the car here.
This is probably time for you to check out.
I'm going to agree with you until I can get
Good night, Eric. Eric, thank you so much.
You out?
Special guest star, Eric.
Eric's got to go home and watch this movie.
Yeah, Mom and Dad, us great Jewish, we got to learn some things.
So, Eric, can we get you on the podcast again when you're back home?
100%, and I'm going to become a subscriber if that's something that I can do.
All right. We'll have you on. Thanks for joining us, man.
I can't live another minute without seeing Kirk Cameron and his super hot girlfriend from Growing Pains.
We've got.
Well, which one? The one he married or the one who he destroyed her career?
Probably the latter.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't.
There's plenty more Kirk Cameron movies.
It's good to see everyone. Take care.
Good to see you,
man. Ciao.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Peace.
So, the point that I want to make here, though, is that every time Kirk Cameron blows this dude's mind apart like an atom bomb, he always has this look on his face of like, yeah, I know, man. I know.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting this reaction from you.
Yeah, and so we go through this 3 times. That's the first one. The second one is about Christmas trees and pagans and everything. And that's when he recounts the story of St. Nicholas, which I don't know about. It basically says that St. Nicholas was a very angry theologian.
And we got to stop because this is pivotal. I mean, he mentioned it at the beginning when he's sipping his fucking cocoa. And what if Santa, it's like, what if Santa wasn't? So he goes into this story, which he pulled out of his ass. You know, we all agree that Saint Nicholas was a real person. Everybody knows Saint Nicholas was a real person. But he starts recanting, and I'll let you go into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very simply, and I'm going to say right here that I do not doubt the veracity of this particular story, which was that Saint Nicholas was a bishop, and during the Christian schism, he went to another theologian who was practicing the theory that Christ was not a deity, but was in fact just a prophet, and then beat the shit out of him. Came in and was like, well, this is heresy, and boom, and just kicks his ass and throws him out into the street. And when I'm watching this, I didn't go Saint Nicholas. I'm like, whoa, this is pretty intense.
Can I stop you right there real quick?
Sure.
What he was quoting is that Saint Nicholas. So there was a guy in a tavern or something saying something on the line. What was he saying? That Jesus, he was dissing Jesus somehow.
No, he's not the son of God. He's just a person or something.
He's just a person. He's not the son of God.
Don't forget, I forget which one of the when they were having the ecumenical congress, they were trying to determine the deification of Jesus. Yeah. And it was what books to actually allow into the Bible, and is Jesus actually the Son of God for the Holy Trinity and everything. That was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And
with a lot of nuance.
In Kirk Cameron's fucking mind, it was a really good thing if anybody says that, to beat the fucking shit out of them. So hey, this is important. What Kirk Cameron says, what he's quoting, is that Saint Nicholas smited him on the cheek. Smited him on the cheek. Okay, but what do they show him doing? They show him dragging him out of the fucking tavern and plowing, just beating the fuck with his fucking rod or whatever, beating the fucking shit out of him.
And then
to dubstep.
Smoke. Cheryl is right. Smoke.
And then, oh God, why do I even need to?
We all know that if there were cell phone cameras back in the dark ages, it would have not gone that way.
No, no. And so then,
I just want to point out quickly that the story of Saint Nicholas beating that guy up, according to Wikipedia, is a later unsubstantiated rumor.
Okay.
Not contemporary account.
I want to see the action adventures of Saint Nick. I want to see him let's John Wick Saint Nick, all right? Let's just have him going around spreading the ways of Jesus being a god.
Really, if Kirk Cameron had any sense, that's the movie he would have made.
Here. We're talking some definite, we could have some Middle Ages, Dark Ages John Wick going on.
Yeah, I would
Assassin's Creed with Santa in the lead.
Santa, ass-kicking Santa, they killed his dog, and they need 3 movies to show all the fucking revenge he gets from it.
There's a point I want to make here. The last thing I want to talk about this segment is, and they've been at least somewhat period piece during this. And, I actually thought the costumes were pretty good. It was well lit, whatever. Saint Nicholas wanders back to his house, and the girl there, they suddenly then break into modern colloquialisms. And she goes,
yeah.
She looks at him like, that feel good? Get that out of your system? Good.
Because that's what every woman's going to say after you come home from beating somebody's ass.
Yeah, and then she says, we've got
a different language.
Yeah.
But that's his wife. All right, so you kick that guy's
ass.
That
was his wife?
Like 12.
Yeah, then what the fuck? I thought that was his daughter or something.
Again, it goes.
Come on, this is the Middle Ages. That was birthing age right there.
Oh.
It's not even the Middle Ages. It's like the year 200. It's like, that's not the Middle Ages.
So that was probably his second one.
Okay.
So she says, "Did that feel good? You get that out of your system? Good. We've got work to do." And then they get on the sleigh with the presents, and he's got this wild-eyed. He's like, and it's like, oh great, like Rasputin is going to go deliver presents. And you then go back to the car, and there's silence, and Christian goes, "Santa is the man." And Kirk Cameron gives his patented, yeah.
Obviously.
And so, and like, then, I guess the message there is violence is cool as long as it's done, for the right reasons.
Yeah. And so then we
all know that's what Jesus was all about. He talked about that constantly. Talked about it constantly. Just couldn't shut up about
it. That's what was the second gospel? It was Jesus on the rock. Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
That's it.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
So, now, Cheryl, Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter, really? Why? We're already recovering from this.
That's a walk in a park compared to this.
But there's a third segment about Christmas trees that I'm not even going to go into. And at the end of it,
can I just do it really quickly? It's not just Christmas trees, but this fucking asshole's got an answer for everything, and he just pulls it out of his ass. Because it's like there's no debate. There's traditions that were passed from paganisms into Christmas, or what we know. It's history. It's right there. It's like, and he's like, no. This is all about Christians and Christmas, and even the gifts under the Christmas tree, they represent something. They represent a new city. You know how like wrapped gifts looks like buildings. That represents a city of God.
No, wait a second, John. The problem is when we ramble about this, it's giving the impression that like we just didn't get it. That it's like, bro, what's he talking about? No.
Yeah, I know.
The
whole movie's like that.
If you're listening at home, do not give it that much credit. Don't be like, oh, well, they just didn't understand what he was trying to say. No, it's completely obvious. It's just nonsense. It's not like it's not incoherent. It's not like that we just don't understand the spiritual nature of what Kirk Cameron is selling. What I'm saying is it's the laziest shit you've ever possibly heard. If you are a devout Christian who values theology, this is the weakest sauce you've ever heard. This is such weak sauce. I'm going back to what Jewel said. I do not hate this movie because it is Christian propaganda. I was ready for Christian propaganda. I hate this movie because it is intolerable, obnoxious, it is so pretentious, and it is insulting. I think you would be insulted if you are a Christian. Anyway, moving on. So now Christian sees the light. Literally, he sees the light. And he's like, what do I do? I've been an asshole. I've got to stay in this car. Oh, you got to give an excuse. Tell them I'm sick. Tell them something.
Kirk Cameron, you're so right. I've been an asshole.
Right, Kirk. And Kirk turns to his brother-in-law and says, no, you know what you've got to be? You got to be the hero in this story. You've got to be the guy who goes inside and tells my wife, I was wrong. And I've been ruining Christmas for everybody. You got to be that guy.
What did he do to his wife? Except that, like, he first of all, he was fucking right. The part we're missing from this is he had a big moral,
objection to materialism.
Hold on.
He gets into materialism, and Kirk Cameron's like, "Fuck that, no." Fucking put that. That's Kirk Cameron's message.
Making it
don't feel guilty because there's.
John,
starving people while you live in a fucking $700,000 house. Like, God wants you to live in a $700,000 house and have those people starve. That's not.
I have to acknowledge right here, Cheryl. She's pointing out Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter is a hilarious movie, very funny. Have seen that one. Okay. And just to get away from this awful movie that we're still talking about.
Jules said we didn't need to recap, and we're an hour in, and we're not done.
I don't think anything's
That's why we didn't need to recap. We could have just bounced around all the absurd concepts in here and covered all of the ground. That's all.
You know what, guys?
That's how this is essentially.
John,
and I'll say right now, this isn't the best movie we've ever reviewed, but this is definitely the funniest movie we've ever reviewed.
It wasn't funny. The only thing I laughed at in the movie. Funny. The only thing I laughed at in the movie was Santa beating the shit out of a guy to dubstep. That's it. That's the only thing that I laughed at.
So much fun talking about this movie.
I laughed a lot at like Neil Breen and whatever, but I mean, it was not. It was.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, in terms of raw comedy skill, like skill with jokes and crafting, Amanda in the Alien is technically a better. But everybody, let me please just recount the last few minutes of this movie.
Can we give this to him?
Half an hour left. That's what terrified me about this. I was sitting there at this moment in the movie, and I paused and I looked, and I'm like, "There's a half an hour after he gets the spirit of Christmas."
Yeah. So here's what happens, everybody. Speed running this here. Christian, he swings open the doors of the party, and he's got this look in his face. He's like, so I just made a really wide face there.
That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah. And
really quickly, Kirk Cameron somehow was standing right next to him, and this is pivotal. He puts his hand on his shoulder and like blesses him, or really, it's just a big fucking Kirk Cameron did this.
Kirk Cameron is literally glowing at this point in the film.
Totally
he like puts his hand on his shoulder and like releases him, like, go forth.
Yeah. Cheryl did make a good point. Big Man on Campus is funnier. All right, everybody, I'm speed running this. Guys, I'm speed running. I'm trying to speed run this here, please.
There's nothing left.
He busts back in. He wants to go tell his wife he's been a jerk. They do this shot of his wife's face where it's just like she holds this expression on her face, and the camera's on her for just like 2 minutes straight while she just holds the same expression.
Oh, you're forgetting the fact he literally dives on the floor and slides like a penguin
in slow motion,
and then like jumps up and starts like taking photos with Santa, drinking hot chocolate. And every time that his wife sees that he has the spirit of Christmas in his heart, she is fucking that dude with her eyes.
Right, she is she's wet. She's soaking wet.
Meat that has entered my life
is soaking wet. Absolutely.
I'm gonna break that off right now on the Christmas floor.
Like, that's what once he's back into Jesus, she's fucking like so. Yeah.
And so then they have this moment. Oh God, I can't believe I'm recounting it. Like he says, "I'm a jerk." He says, "Yeah, you're a jerk." He's like, "I'm going to make Christmas better, can I?" She's like, "Absolutely." And then Kirk Cameron's smug voiceover comes back, and he's like, "In a normal movie, this is where they would kiss. But you know what? Sometimes expect the unexpected." And he's like, "Sweetie, I choreographed a hip-hop dance number to express my love of Jesus." And it's like, oh, don't think you're clever, dude. Don't.
And I will admit, for the first time, I skipped 10 minutes of this movie. I saw that 1 second. I saw that 1 second of that whole dance number, and then went on for a full 10 minutes, and I did not see 1 second of it.
And here's the thing: the guy who played Christian, and I guess he's the director of this movie. He also directed like music videos. Okay. So it's not. So again,
for like weird Christian rock people, Christian rock rap people or something? Is that what happened?
I don't think they were all Christian, but they were all shitty.
No? Okay.
But yeah, they were all shitty. He just happens to go to the same church as Kirk Cameron, is my guess. But yeah, and then like there's this, because like he's trying to get all the elements into a fun Christmas. I mean, you can tell Kirk Cameron, he's trying to make because here's the thing: if you have a hit with a Christmas movie, they play it every fucking year, and that doesn't happen to regular movies. So they're a money fucking bag every year, and that's really what the goal of this movie is.
Sure.
So at the ending, it's
the film equivalent of the Mariah Carey strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have this hip hop dance number to a kind of hip hop techno version of what Christmas Carol was it? Anyone?
I don't even know the name of it.
Matter.
It was so shitty.
And
John didn't watch it either. That's what I'm saying.
I watched it twice, dude.
You didn't watch the dance scene because you have self-preservation instincts that exists in your
dance scene, like a normal movie doing this would have a truncated version of the song. No, they played the extended dance remix. Like this goes on forever. It's just people in
it's not good either. It's like right there. Here's the thing I noticed. So they've got people in the center like doing this breakdancing.
Oh wait, hold on. Garso just brought up a point. Darren Doan, again, the director, writer, producer, who plays Christian, also did a documentary on the LA rap and hip hop scene. So that's probably where the
that makes sense. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Garso. Because there was a lot of breakdancing into dancing, and what it was, it's like there's some people in the center doing dancing, and then there's everyone off on the side looking at them. If you look closely, and here's the thing, it's like there's mostly children there. I don't even understand this. It's like the house is filled with children who like there's not enough parents for all these.
Yeah, their parents are not at this part.
There's like a million children and like 9 adults. It's crazy. But the best thing about children is that they can't fake fucking being entertained. And that's the part of this movie where the director is saying, look like you're having fun. Children can never, ever pretend they're having fun. And if you're not looking at like center dancers and you're looking at the children off the side, they're as bored as shit. And this is where I was having a great time just watching it.
So the dance number goes on for a really long time, and then you're like, okay, we're done. Because the dance number is usually what closes out the movie. But no.
Right. No, not this movie.
Then we're going to go to shots of Christmas dinner with Kirk Cameron narrating more about the same junk he's been saying.
Can I jump in again?
Time. Please, John. Okay.
So again, he's talking about like materialism is good, and this is the part I howled is that there's this one line where he's saying like materialism is good, like something like, well, the earth is materialistic, so isn't materialism good? Like I'm dropping this. I'm dropping this wisdom on you.
Yeah, it's Jesus was brought to this material.
There you go.
So that's why materialism is part of our world. So we must celebrate that as well.
You nailed it. That was his point. He was like, so God came in a material form. So isn't materialism good? Isn't my fucking $700,000 house good? Because I'm going to show another image of this shitty fucking.
Please do.
But, yeah. Fuck. But so then they get into the and this is the part that's been swirling in my brain for fucking days and days and days.
That is Kirk Cameron's sister, by the way.
Oh. It is? Wait, it is?
Yeah.
That's one of them. He's got a couple of them, but yeah, she's playing like they're dancing, because like he had a talk with Kirk Cameron, and now he's so fucking enlightened, and everything's great, and he's dancing, and you've got to watch this shit. But
all right, but here's the question: if I've got to pick saviors,
So many questions.
if I have to pick saviors,
Okay.
and it's down to the line, and you're given a choice, and it's okay. Door number 1, Kirk Cameron's your savior. That sounds like, you know what? I think I'll try door number 2. Door number 2, Donald Trump.
Oh, dude, what are you?
Oh yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's a short hop from Donald Trump to from Kirk Cameron to Donald Trump. That's all I'll say. And Kirk Cameron was a big supporter of Donald Trump, so I mean, do your own math.
I mean, which savior? Which savior is gonna,
Oh God, man!
What are you doing to
I
us?
know.
What are you?
We're getting crazy.
No,
invited-
this
Nick,
started.
we invited you into our house.
This started with giving Ian an impossible choice between 2 movies, and now you're just making it like your afterlife being an impossible choice. It's too much. It's too much.
I mean, like this is really interesting too, because this is kind of like not even the B team. This is like the C team of dance extras.
They're not
Right?
great.
No, they're just people he goes to church with. I know it.
No.
Hey, you want to be in a movie?
No,
I'm making a fucking movie.
John, I gotta stop you here. That isn't it. There are people here who were cast. There was central casting involved in this, but like,
I doubt it.
This is
For who?
For these are Christian casts. There's Christian casting. You can't tell me there isn't.
Right. They're not church people. I mean, they're very well. I mean, you could just tell they're church people. But there's one thing I want to talk about.
Church people and not dancers? Yeah.
We can watch their dancing while I'm talking. I mean, I've got it. It's going in slow motion, and I'm glad about it.
Yeah.
Watch it. All I'm going to say is, if you can, watch the children on the side, because they are so fucking bored. They want no fucking part of this, and that's the best part of this whole movie. It's these bored fucking children who.
Oh my god! And the most played out breakdance move.
I mean, it's just dumb. He thinks he's being hip and fucking, Anyways, yeah, it's a disaster. But after the fucking stupid dancing, they're like, "Let's go feast."
Oh yeah. Kirk Cameron. He bursts in and he goes and looks at the camera with everyone around him and goes, "And now let's feast." Arms wide, jazz hands. Okay, we're done now, right? No, like I said before, then you go to the feast and he just talks more about why materialism is good and Christmas is good and hot cocoa
drags on.
Right.
And if you don't think so, y'all fuck yourselves.
This drags on. This movie's like getting gut shot.
Yeah.
And there we are.
You're not wrong.
And there we are. Now I
Well,
realize
we're saved.
But
We were
wait.
saved.
No, before you get into it, give me a moment. Give me a moment here. While he's introducing the feast, he is saying, bring out your biggest ham, bring out your thing. And then he said this one thing that's been swirling in my mind. I need to exercise it. He goes, bring out your richest butter. And
that's right.
What the fuck is
And
that?
the richest butter.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, Ian, if I went to your house and I was like, this is special, bring out your richest butter. Like, what would you bring out?
I would okay.
The Land O'Lakes in the fridge.
No. I would avoid the Land O'Lakes. I need to get the richest. This is a special occasion. This is a big deal. This is
the most specialist occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
okay.
I insist you bring the richest butter.
Okay. Well, down in the fridge, frozen, I have the wife that I have the. Sorry.
You better get your wife out of there, man.
No, I have down in my basement.
See what happens when you're not a Christian? You just throw wives in your fridge.
No, excuse me. I'm talking to you about my butter. Like,
okay.
Down in the basement in our freezer, I have the butter that my wife made by hand. The rich butter. The rich butter that she turned herself, salted and seasoned herself, that we keep separate for only the most special occasions and honestly the most spiritual occasions. the rich butter. Like,
and that's the richest butter you have. Like I could, if I searched your house, Nick, I wouldn't find any richer than that.
Yeah, Nick, you have you have a wife. She made the rich butter, right?
Well, I've got Carrie's Irish Gold. That's a top favorite.
Any richer though than any other butter?
The Amish can throw down with some butter. All right,
John, have you
a block of Amish butter? That stuff doesn't even look like it was like. There's no processing there. That's slapped on wax paper, wrapped up, sealed, and shipped to you.
Here's what I was.
Have you ever never heard of Plugra?
Plugla?
That's the richest. Plugla.
I don't know.
It's the richest butter. Is what it is.
Is it really the richest butter?
I don't think that.
What makes it the richest butter? Explain it to me.
I can tell you that as a person who puts too much butter on things.
Yeah,
I once thought I was a genius by making grilled cheese sandwiches with Plugra, and it was too much. So I can experimentally verify.
Too much? What? Too rich?
Yes, it was too much. I was like, holy shit, this is too much.
I've gotten butter from everywhere. I've never seen like diet butter. I've never seen like low fat butter. It's just butter.
They call it margarine.
I'm saying
here's the thing. Butter has the same amount of fat, whatever brand you get.
I have my hand raised. I have my hand raised.
Richer butter.
I have my hand raised here, John.
Yes, sir.
There is a richer butter.
There is.
There is. I can tell you. Where it is.
Stop taking Kirk Cameron's side.
John.
I'm saying this is the weakest critique of Kirk Cameron in the entire thing.
Jules?
Hang on. Every guy wants to speak. Go ahead.
May I speak?
Yes, sir.
Picture, if you will, a convent. A New England convent.
Mm-hmm.
Staffed by nuns who have devoted their lives to spirituality.
That's hot.
And they express this spirituality through their vocation. And their vocation is dairy processing.
Oh, Christ.
And there you get nun butter. Butter made by nuns. This exists. It is in Connecticut. And that, my friend, is butter of Christ.
So none is better, is what you're saying?
None is better.
Well, is it? How do you fucking scientifically tell me that it's richer? How is it richer?
It's not. The name Plugra is derived from the French "plugras," more fat.
My last name is Carrier. I know fucking French. Okay.
Well, then I'm just.
You're not gonna fucking school me on that. I know what fucking Plugras means.
Guys, can we butter?
No, we're fucking saying
it literally means more fat.
No, God damn it. Listen.
We're cutting.
There's no richer butter. I can make butter in a fucking mason jar. Butter is butter. Nothing is richer.
John,
John.
It sounds like you need time in the car with Kurt.
I'm going right now.
So, where do we go from here, everybody? Where do we go from here?
We got comments from you guys.
We have comments. We did. Jason, you've been pretty quiet this whole ordeal.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Just staying out of it.
Let the record show that Wilson's comment on this film is duh.
Try to keep all records of that.
All right. So, do we want to get into Kirk Cameron himself here, everybody?
Dude, really? Come on. Do we really want to just throw punches at that bag?
I don't know. Like, man, can we all be on? Like, I think I had more to say. I thought I had more to say other than like.
I thought Kirk Cameron was really cool back in the days on Growing Pains.
But was he really? And thank you, Nick. Thank you. Because, like, I was thinking about that. Like, bad boy Mike Seaver. Can we all agree he held no candle to Alex P. Keaton?
No, of course not. He was an idiot.
Yeah, like.
I didn't have any particular admiration for the character or the show, quite frankly. I didn't.
Yeah.
So I think I made the right call as a kid, I think.
Oh, you You cheated yourself.
Well, Jules, you and I are both Family Ties men, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The far superior show.
I'll be in the same camp with you guys on that one.
Yeah. Family Ties.
Whoa. All right. I can understand that. Gina Davis back in the early Gina Davis days. Yeah. It was nice. Wait. I thought I was a Family Ties man. Was Gina Davis one of the Alex Speak Eaton girlfriends? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
my favorite was Jane Addams, but
that was like the third to last, I think it was, or second to last.
And was this like with Kirk Cameron, where Alex's final girlfriend on Family Ties was Michael J. Fox's girlfriend in real life?
I think so.
So I'm going to relate. I'm going to relate a story that I actually told to my wife earlier today about Kirk Cameron, and I think I have the details wrong, but like it was a famous story. So in Growing Pains, we're back at Mike Seaver, Tiger Beat era. He's older. He's not young. He's like 18. I don't think he's teaching remedial English to Leonardo DiCaprio yet, but he's old enough to be around. And his youngest sister, Chrissy, the baby, has a nanny. All right? And I forget the nanny's name. I'm going to say Jenny. I forget what her name was. Jennifer, I think it was. But anyway. Mike Seaver and Jenny have a love affair. Oh, look at that man right there.
Hey, John, put the link up that I sent you.
Okay.
So Mike Seaver and starts secretly dating Jenny the nanny. And that's a little weird because Jenny is older than Mike Seaver, but I don't think it's like statutory levels. Like she's like 2 years older and he's like 18. It's something like this. And you've got this love affair happening in the background, the whole show. And then at some point in the filming of this, the writers write a scene where Mike Seaver is seen leaving Jenny's apartment. And he goes, well, what the fuck is that? What does that mean? They're like, well, you probably spent the night at Jenny's. It's like, why would I do that? Well, because you're dating and you're adults and you probably stayed at your house. He's like, I never would do that. And Mike would never do that. They're not married. And they're like, oh, that's funny, Kirk. Wait, Kirk, are you joking? And he's like, oh no. And he goes crazy. Now, the season finale, and this is the only season finale I remember from Growing Pains, was they're on a family vacation on a cruise. And maybe it's like a vow renewal between the Seaver parents. I don't know what it is. But it ends with Kirk Cameron in a tux going in front of everyone and saying, I'd like you to know that Jenny and I are in love, and I want her to be my wife. And then you cut to all the other Seavers, and they're like, oh my God, what? And that's a cliffhanger. Now, in the meantime, in between the seasons, Kirk Cameron goes, you got to get that bitch gone. She's got to be gone. It is an improper relationship that we've been having on the show. She's got to be gone. And the writers are like, well, we can't defy our Tiger Beat King. We can't do that. And so they fire her. They summarily fire her right there. Everyone in the cast is like, this is crazy. And they come back from the show, and I don't know how they did this, but like they wrap that storyline up by you come back and Mike Seaver's reading a Dear John letter saying, oh, Mike, I love you, but we cannot be together. And now I have jumped into the sea. Like, no, I mean, they don't say, they were on a cruise ship.
Jenny died on the way back to her home planet.
And so then, and like they ruined this woman's career. Like they had to pay her a whole bunch of money because they broke contract. And then there was a huge outcrying of like, what happened to Jenny? Like this is before a hashtag bring back Jenny or a hashtag save Jenny. But like,
hashtag do anything.
There was a letter writing, and then later on they put in a new scene where like Mike Seaver sees Jenny waitressing at a coffee shop, and then they sit down, and Jenny's like, "Yeah, Mike, listen, I'm really sorry that I broke your heart," and he's like, "It's okay, Jenny, we can move on now. Can you please stop writing letters into the show?" He said that on camera. But like it was that scene. And so he has Jenny fired, and he brings on his actual girlfriend and makes sure that Mike Seaver's romance is a chaste Christian one. That's the only thing I remember about Kirk Cameron, and nothing got better than that. Like, I remember the cast of Growing Pains never forgave him for that. She wasn't in the opening credits, but she was a series regular. Everyone liked her, and it was completely unprofessional, and it was horrible.
Well, he's not exactly a nice person either.
Yeah.
Remember the whole thing that went on between him and Tracy Gold? Because she was constantly struggling with her weight and everything.
She had a weight problem.
And he was not the kindest person to her during that whole experience.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Elaborate on that. Was he like chastising her about her weight? Is that thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, she was a Hollywood actress on a series, and he would give her shit about, gaining weight. Hell, that was written into the story where he would give her shit about gaining weight as a brother to sister.
Yeah, for real. That's for real.
Well, okay.
And I believe that was in there because he pitched it to the writers.
What is going on here? Why are the lunatics running the asylum here? What is it?
Because they have fans.
No, I'm just
he's
saying.
on the damn cover of Tiger Beat, dude.
Yeah, I made the right decision at 10 years old not to watch this show.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan Thicke was great.
Alan Thicke was really good, man.
Alan Thicke was great.
Do not blame Alan Thicke. Alan Thicke is probably the guy who made Kirk Cameron. Watching that guy, I think any one of us would have been one, like having a close-up look at what that guy was up to.
I gotta say this: Kirk Cameron's stance, I have a little better time swallowing his stance and ideology than I do. What's the guy's name? Not Scott Baio, but the other one from Charles in Charge.
The other one?
There was the other.
He went super Christian right after.
Really? This is
not Baio?
Not Baio.
I don't.
Was it the one who played his best friend?
Yes.
Oh, Roach. Cockroach. That's Chekhov's son, right? Cockroach? Yeah, that's Chekhov from Star Trek's son.
Walter Koenig's son?
No, Boner.
No,
Mike
Seaver's best friend.
Oh my God.
Scott Baio, Charles in Charge.
Oh, I'm all over.
All right, guys, are we done? Are we
Yes.
done?
Yes.
Are we done? Okay,
Absolutely.
Everybody. Final thoughts before Jules talks about our next movie. Jason, what's your final thoughts about Kirk Cameron saving Christmas?
I'm glad he saved Christmas. I don't know what I'd do without him.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, everybody. We're getting on this movie right now, but the only reason we've had Christmas over the last few years is because he saved it. So, credit where credit's due. Good point, Jason.
Hey,
bringing us back down to reality.
He saved it back in 2008.
Yeah.
At least that was the date that was on the calendar in the background when he was talking to his sister in the kitchen.
Every year that we can celebrate Christmas, it's because Kirk saved it for us.
When December rolls around, I know I'm going to be thankful to Kirk Cameron.
That's right.
He's the reason for the season.
Putting anything out again.
Nick, your final thoughts.
Anybody can make a movie. Anybody can make a movie. I don't know why I don't have an award-winning. Why am I not walking off the stage with an Oscar last week, huh? Why is that? Why is that? Did you see there were some really good productions that got Oscars this year?
There were.
I mean, why haven't we had an Oscar talk? Huh?
That's not what this show is, man. We're not talking about Nomadland.
None of these.
And we're talking about people that lost, because there was some stuff out there that sucked too.
Well, they won Raspies. You know the Raspies. A lot of these have won Raspies.
Yeah.
I think this won some Raspies.
Oh, this one did. Did you guys read the X-rays?
No.
Canarso brought it up that this swept the Razzies. It swept it. It got best director, worst director, worst writer, worst star, worst everything.
Nick, do you know what the rating is on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie?
It doesn't have one.
No, it does. It actually does. It's 0.0.
The Kirk Cameron actually went out on his Facebook when this movie was coming out, and he prompted all of his friends to try and alter the Rotten Tomato score,
and it backfired.
It totally backfired. Mm-hmm. This movie wound up just ultra tanking.
Canarso says it won 4 raspberries. That's good to know.
Jules, final thoughts?
My final thought is I will never think about this movie again.
Okay. And John, final thoughts? You brought this to us. I chose it, but you brought it to us.
Yeah. I would have missed Christmas. I mean, I remember when the war on Christmas was happening and it looked like Christmas was losing. And, we all had to prepare for it to go away. And, to be completely honest, I was going to miss it. Seeing that Kirk Cameron jumped in and saved it, I guess I owe him a debt of gratitude. My kids do anyways. Now we can celebrate it thanks to him.
I didn't have Christmas last year.
You didn't have Christmas last year?
Kirk, of course.
Kirk Cameron never came to your state?
Kirk,
what?
You didn't sit in your car for 2 hours?
Of course I didn't have Christmas. Oh my God, what do you think? Invite people over and create a super spreader event? What the fuck, people? Be responsible.
Kirk Cameron is actually an anti-masker, so he actually went during the pandemic on Christmas. He went out Christmas caroling, knocking on fucking doors.
That was the one thing I found when I Googled this, and people were tweeting and saying bad things on the internet about to Candace Cameron too, and she was like, "Well, wait a minute, I wasn't even involved in that." That was the one thing I found when I Googled this movie.
Wow.
Candace, for context, is Kirk Cameron's sister, and she was on another show, but not with him. She was on Full House, right?
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
She was on Full House. For some reason, she has to answer to her stupid fucking brother. I mean, can you imagine that? That's the worst job in the world.
What character was Candace Cameron on Full House?
She was the oldest sibling.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Shoot.
Oh, wow.
Like DJ? She was DJ? Okay, all right, sure.
No. Oh, is she DJ? I don't know. I don't know their names.
I don't know.
So, she was the oldest sister. Sure.
Okay, all right. I did not know that. Now, I'm going to bring up my final thought, which I'm going to embarrass Jules here about this. There's karma here. There's karma. You guys don't know how deep this goes. Because when Jules was a teenager, a militant atheist teenager, there was a screenplay that he was planning to write. And the screenplay was about a Jehovah's Witness coming to his home. And then Jules, step by step, explaining to him how religion is false.
You made that up.
I think I heard this story.
That literally happened to me.
I know.
Confusing.
You were going to write a movie about it.
I wasn't going to
I know where
about it.
It was Grand Central Station, Jules, right? No?
There was no script. I'm sorry. This is revisionist history here.
All right, go. Tell us the story.
Okay.
No, we have to go back to the year 200 and talk about Santa Claus, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about here. And I'll be very smug about it.
I'm just saying, Jules, if that was a movie you were planning on making, and I will bet money that you wanted to make a movie of that. I remember this. But that somehow that set off Kirk Cameron on the other side of the country going, wait, what?
You're blaming me for it? Oh, I see.
I can't let that slide.
Deflection.
I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Wow, you're butterfly effect in this guy's life, all right.
So anyway, we're here now. Normally on our rotation, it would be Jules's week. And Jules, I know you're queued up. But Nick, I want you to keep coming back. Nick.
Yeah.
Jules, would you be willing to cede your spot this week to Nick?
I think I've got a good one. I'm being nice this week so that I can be bad the next time when we can conceivably see this in person.
All right. Nick, I'm the mediator here. Do you promise to come back next week if next week you get the movie choice?
Wow. I'm dying to see what he picks because, like, when he puts on like a good movie, like when you go to his house and it's like, hey, let's hang out and watch a movie, like something we're going to enjoy. It's the worst movie you've ever seen in your life. So asking him to pick a bad movie is just piquing my interest.
Nick, will you join us next week and have a movie ready for us?
Join you guys next week? Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
So Jules, in the meantime, what have you got? What bullet do you have in the chamber for us?
It's not really it is kind of a bullet and it kind of isn't. I'm sorry, my computer's completely frozen at this point. Can you see me? Am I here?
Yes.
Okay.
We can see you and hear you.
Okay, great. The movie I have is 1991's Nothing But Trouble.
Woo!
I know that movie.
Nothing But Trouble. John Candy.
I know that movie.
Trouble?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Want to know what, guys? Jules must have reached into my childhood because that was another one of those movies on TV that I saw over and over again.
Wait, Nothing But Trouble.
All right.
Wait, what is it? What's the Julia Roberts Nick Nolte vehicle? What was that? Was that Nothing But Trouble?
No, that was not. It was something else involving trouble.
Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman.
No. Like the Julia Roberts.
It's not that. That's not what I'm.
Okay,
yeah.
so we're
You're
not
the one with Demi Moore, John Candy, and
Chevy Chase.
Chevy
And
Chase.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd directed it.
Didn't Dan Aykroyd also play the judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wait, what the? Oh, hold on. What the hell is this movie again? What is this movie
Nothing
about?
But Trouble.
Yeah.
What is the basic plot? Does anyone remember? Like,
Don't worry about it. You'll find. Everybody will find out next week if you haven't seen it.
oh god.
Don't worry about it. Yep. And
You know
then
what? The thing is, what do you guys watch? Because the thing is, you guys really pick a lot of movies I've seen.
I'm telling you guys, you got to get to know Nick. Like,
yes,
everybody! I'm sorry.
Nick, next week he can subject us to the bizarre film that we've never seen before or heard of.
You guys are pulling stuff out like. John told me about
Nick,
that one.
If that movie is old hat to you, I can't. I thought I was far gone, but obviously I'm not. I mean,
I saw that one back before they were doing reruns.
Oh my god! Okay, guys, seriously, this film gave me nightmares when I was a kid.
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble.
is that John Lithgow? Who's that? Or is that John Candy?
It is
John Candy.
John Candy.
That's like a thin John Candy.
Not really. But
Look, I get Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, and John Candy together, but then Demi Moore in there?
yeah, she works.
Oh, by the way, the movie that I was thinking of was I Love Trouble.
That's the one.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
everybody.
I love trouble.
Next week, Nothing But Trouble, and so load that movie in your handgun, put it in your mouth, You pull the trigger. Have nothing but trouble.
Are you guys opposed to like Russian?
Oh shit!
No. Oh, this is the problem. We brought in a professional here. This is not
I have this morbid curiosity of like what Nick would pick as a bad film, because like the worst film I can think of is just like a regular movie to him.
Yeah.
I'm putting a link to the movie from Foot Locker into the comments where you can watch it for free. Just make sure you have ad blockers on.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm gonna end this debacle. Everybody, thank you so much for.
Before we go, real quick, can I just tell a quick Nick story?
Sure.
We used to frequent when he was living in Connecticut. Him and his wife, we would frequent this bar called Bud's, and they had a jukebox there that you can buy credits. You didn't have to walk up to the jukebox and put money in. You could do it from your app and pick a song and it would play. So, I mean, it took him a while. But he found the worst song that would clear out the fucking bar. And it was hysterical because like the bar would be packed. He would put this on, and next thing you know, we're there by ourselves, and he would do it so often that and because he did it by an app, he would find out that I'm at Bud's, and from home, he would put on this song, which was a 45-minute prog rock instrumental. I think it was it Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Nick?
I think that was it. Yeah, nice.
It was like 50 minutes.
So what you're saying is our man here has some serious skills in choosing terrible things.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a skilled man. So I mean, he does this for a living. He's a professional.
I don't pick terrible to find the worst. I pick terrible in seeing what's good about it.
All right. Well,
that's fucked up.
Nick, we're all excited, and we're excited to have you next week. Jules, John, Jason, and Nick, thank you so much for being here tonight and getting through this debacle. And have a great night, everybody. See you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, John, you should go down to Bud's. I'm picking songs right now.
Keep Harper Chitty.